one individually, then.
Yes.
That's our young, yeah. All right, so it is Tuesday, January 6th at 5:02, and this is a BCA meeting, and we are here to approve the agenda. Anyone?
I make the motion. To approve the agenda.
Seconded, those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right. Your first thing is rules of procedure and appeals timeline of the minutes. I'm a little confused by that item.
That's just the minutes from
That was that meeting we had.
July
About the-
28th.
Yeah, but I thought we had
About the
approved
rules of
that.
procedure.
I
I
don't
don't have any history of them being approved.
Okay. I now know what that is meant to say. Does everybody else get that? We had that meeting to approve rules of procedure.
So you adopted rules of procedure and
Yes.
then discuss the appeals.
Move that we approve the rules of procedure appeal.
Okay,
Is that what we need?
is there a second?
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the minutes from the 9/17/25 appeals session. We're assuming that everybody's already read the minutes because they were attached to the email. Motion to approve.
There's a word missing,
Thank you.
Part E, yeah,
Part E?
yeah, after Newbury, it has to say Newbury appeal or Newbury something or other.
Okay.
I don't have.
It says Newbury decision, including in the Newbury, okay, what do you want to say? Appeal decision case or what?
Yeah,
What does it say now?
Newbury period.
But in draft, it all in, including in the Newbury law.
Including in the Newbury case, seems to me.
Case, decision,
Sure.
decision.
Sounds good. Did you have something else, Cheryl, or was that it?
No, but now wait for the BCA to.
If it's about this set of minutes, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so, I did have a chance to quickly touch base with Lily, but, under Great River Hydro, while the discussion is about acres, and that is how they calculate the flowage rights. The item in the grant list is really a yard item, and it's not acres, so I just didn't know if there was.
Do you want to read the sentence and say what you would say?
So, I mean, the current valuation of the flowage rights is $2,109,900 would be what I would probably say.
So
Is that too redundant to you, Lily, or?
Is that 1B?
Yes.
The
That's,
listers presented the property. Colon.
I know. And it, again, was how the 1,000 are the flowage rights on 1,334 acres.
Okay.
And perhaps leave the rest, saying current valuation is $2,109,900 recorded as a yard item. Like it's a special way they do it.
Can I read that back, please?
Utility, it's sort of like a utility yard item is how it's in the grant list. I just didn't know if that was important.
No, it should be accurate, so go ahead and read it back.
The listers presented the property, the flowage rights on 1,334 acres as assessed by Sanssouci Associates, the firm hired to calculate the value of flowage rights. Current valuation is $2,109,900, comma, recorded as a yard site, or sorry, as a yard item / utility
In the grant list.
in the grand list.
Does that work?
Okay, my other comment was the same thing on E2 where there was no word there. The other thing I mentioned is, in the presentation by the listers, for instance, this is going forward now, on 2B, the listers presented the property as a residential property currently valued at $1,471,500 and containing 9.56 acres. The dwelling is not valued
Okay.
At 1,470,000, it's the entire parcel.
Yep.
Now, later in Lily's minutes, she does it differently, and I like the way she did it in the other ones, but I didn't wanna get too complicated, so I'm just.
So in this
You're
case, you're just,
suggesting maybe say as a residential property.
Yep.
okay,
And that would be the same on 3B.
Got
Yeah.
that?
And then, under 3C, it might be clear to say in this, and feel that the economic depreciation reduction should be reinstated for this reason, which was added after Flanagan agreed to 2017 assessment.
Perhaps the economic depreciation reduction that was added after Flanagan received her 2017 assessment should be reinstated for this reason.
or we could just put it in parentheses.
So I was just sort of getting to the point of why
Which
she
was
got
added.
the economic
Yeah.
reduction.
Yeah.
Which was added after Flanagan agreed to the 2017 assessment.
Yeah,
Okay, second page. Will be the same. With the property,
Yep, so, 204B should say residential property.
yes.
Yes.
I don't know if you're interested in dashes, but 3/4 is typically hyphenated, 1/2 or half stories typically.
Which where?
On C1, what's it, C1, C little I, or the C.
Of the 3/4
story
story.
and the half story. Typically, those are hyphenated words. The other thing I noticed on occasion, Lily, is listers is not uses a pronoun, it's little case. And throughout the document, I think it'd be nice if they were all uppercase listers.
Yep.
5, Kitchell, B, property, front dwelling.
yeah, Lily's just gonna do a search and replace. Lily's just gonna do a search and replace for that.
It's not gonna come up the same all the way through, but that would be good in something like this document. Let's see, I'm on the last page, under Kitchell with D, town by town, again, we have hyphenated that. Under E. So E says, under the little I, listers confirmed that they are usually given copies of easements. I'm not sure what that next sentence, it contradicts. So I don't know where that sentence came from. I would, again, you can leave it, but it is on the landowner to get, I believe it's on the landowner. Well, how else will we know about it?
So I should take out the
Given
not.
an easement.
So I should take out the not.
Maybe,
But I can remember that discussion and,
Yeah, I think it was
gets,
part of the
it's
discussion.
been recorded in the, easements are recorded. So
right, so it
is
should
there a
come.
method of sending a recorded easement to the listers?
There should be.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to get that clarified, and then at the end, you say because they, or you can say because the listers did not have an easement. They were unable to consider what reductions would be appropriate. So,
So. Does the easement get recorded with the listers in particular or with the town office in general?
we did not have a copy of the easement, part of our wondering, we can't. look
It
at
seems like
something
it would be
we
best
didn't have
practice to give it to the listers, a copy after it's recorded in the clerk's office, but I am not aware.
Right, but I'm guessing as a
Okay.
landowner, unless you knew that you needed it specifically, you'd register it with the town and say, oh, I registered it with the town, I'm all set. So I'm just trying to figure out, I know that came up during the conversation that we
Yeah.
talked about that.
So anyway, I think the way that you could do it was what Lily was saying, listers confirmed they are usually given copies of easements. The burden of conveying this to the listers is on landowner because, and then I don't know, because the listers did not have the easement, they were unable to consider what reductions would be appropriate.
Well, I think we could rephrase it and say the property owner felt that the burden of conveying did not fall. Because we're trying to clarify what was said during the hearing.
Now, this is the listers talking in that paragraph. That's the listers talking.
This is us asking questions of, right?
yeah.
But if the listers confirm that they are.
Right. So maybe,
That's what I'm saying, we wouldn't have.
so maybe
said-
there's a bullet point, so we take that sentence out. The burden of conveyance. We say the listers confirmed. Are we just asking questions or asking questions of listers? See what I'm saying?
We're just asking questions.
Right, so we could take that sentence out and make it 2, and then 3 could be the listers clarified, because that question was definitely asked by them or presented by the landowners, that it wasn't their responsibility to show it to you. You see what I'm saying? So we're making it a different point. It's not saying that we asked it of you, we're just saying the question was asked during the hearing. Or the statement was made.
Because the minutes don't reflect questions and answers and
Right.
questions and answers, it was hard
Right.
to make sure that what is written was what the listers were saying. That was sort of what I was focusing on.
And we
Right,
can
but we can just
omit
make
that
it-
Sentence, it is, I mean, everything is recorded and online,
Sure,
and
okay,
we have no need to put anything except promotions in here.
that sounds much simpler, let's just do that.
So I'm gonna take out the burden of conveying this to the
Right.
listers, it's not on. Alright,
That was the end of that.
Okay. Any more questions for everybody? Everybody follow all the changes? Uh-huh.
more or less.
Yeah, completely.
Excuse me?
No, we followed it completely.
Okay. Motion to accept those minutes with changes.
I make that motion.
Second,
Seconded. Those in favor?
I,
Okay. On to 9/23/25 tax assessment appeals minutes.
Which is erroneously labeled 9/17/25 again, and should say at the top, 9/23 or September 23rd, 2025, 4 PM, Tracy Hall. Okay. With that fixed.
Edits, Cheryl? I don't see your hand raised over there. Okay, have at it.
I was giving the board their due first. I was trying to wait. Yeah, I got a few. Tampa.
Bring that one over here, too, would you?
Residential property, I didn't know if you wanted to add that. This is sort of where the change in how it was said in the minutes went to the listers presented the property, 276 Bradley Hill Road, 3.8 residential property, I guess I would have said, assessed at, and it's, that's correctly done.
Okay.
E2. Discrepancy, again, I know you're asking questions, I don't know who's making these statements. Discrepancy between square footage on record card and square footage alleged by homeowner. Final square footage is determined by exterior measurements.
I think that was,
That was a question asked.
well, but it was also answered by Kevin online.
Mhm.
So that was his response, I believe.
So we could take out are you saying we should take out the is livable space, or are you debating the entire sentence?
Well, I didn't understand it, so if you want to say that final square footage is livable space.
As
And
indicated by
is,
Kevin.
as is determined by exterior measurements minus any cathedral ceilings. I can't, I was never have thought something like that as a.
I think we could just say that, I mean, you can double check that that's what they did, but I think that we could just say KRT stated that. I think that was,
I didn't have a chance to go back to all the recordings to catch some of the questions that I did. have.
whatever do you do in your spare time?
Oh, it's sick.
More?
So, I'll leave that one there, McTaggart, C. There are topography and location adjustments already on the property record card. Reference there,
Oh, right.
go property record card, D. Discussion of topo adjustments apply over entire home site. There's really not a word that we use as home site, but maybe somebody used that word.
You on the
Homestead.
property or
It's
homestead?
either house site or homestead.
Let's say
I
house
don't,
site.
again,
House site,
was
yeah.
being the focus, was it the 2 acres or the entire? Well, this is only 106.06.
Yeah.
So it does mean it's the house site.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot to look at that. All right, Rossius. C1, I guess is what it is, appeal based on overvaluing the acreage attached to the house. It's not really attached to the house, kind of under the house, based on other properties on Cliff Street.
Houses, place for property.
We're talking about the land, that was their complaint, so I wanted to stick with land.
And there's an
Under D.
and there. Hold on, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's an and, I'm gonna end it after higher, and I wanna go back up to 3B and the property is a residential property, not dwelling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Here. That 3I, it doesn't finish.
yeah, put a period after higher.
Period.
Yep.
Get rid of and.
Based on other properties in Cliff Street, the price per acre is much higher.
Okay. Under D, 1, it's, and is being fixed as an error or omission to the select board. Thought that might be.
Yeah.
important to state. Number 4. B, it's a dwelling property.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the next page, 3, I guess that's. C3, total adjustment should have changed to reflect land. I don't know what that means. If there's something missing there,
Are we still on Williamson?
Mrs. Williamson.
I think it meant the steepness of the land, the condition of the land.
I think they meant the topo adjustment should have increased to reflect the steepness of the land, or should be increased.
Oh, that was their saying.
Yeah,
Oh, that's,
because that's their presentation.
Okay.
So I'd say topo adjustment should be changed to reflect steepness of land,
steepness of property.
steepness of property.
Okay.
I didn't know if indeed you start out, you might want to say reminded the BCA that comps without interior inspections. May not, and no, you can refer to yourself as board, but I capitalize it, may not be accurate. A great deal of interior work was done during COVID that may not be captured without interior inspection was the point that's
Gotcha.
trying to be made there. And why they may not be accurate.
So can I say a great deal of interior work was done during COVID?
That may not be captured without interior inspections. Or that would not be captured without interior inspection, that would be what you would vote. And then the last one for these from me is E3. Property owners in the area.
In the same area.
Okay. Same area, also
Sure.
have drainage issues.
Any more BCA comments? What are we on here? We are on 923,
yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Motion to accept those minutes with changes. Seconded,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. On to October 2nd. Board, anyone? Carol?
Very, very little. Page 2 under C. Particularly the listers comparables do not feature properties, is that what it's meant to say? The listers
Yep, got it.
comparables did not feature properties, okay?
Yep,
You'll catch the fact that lister is lowercase, and then the only other thing I recalled, and this was later looking at other stuff, was pretty sure during that meeting, Helen requested that the listers do a site inspection separate from the VCA.
They
which is
did.
what we did do,
yeah,
and that's just,
but did that not come up afterwards? That wasn't during the meeting. They asked you guys afterwards to do that.
Okay, well, but subsequent, when the inspection report was received, the lister's inspection report was brought to you at the same time. I didn't know if you needed that connection or not. Leave it up to you all, but the listers did do it because they asked us. Maybe it's a postscript.
You'll write whatever you need.
Okay.
Okay, that was 10-2, correct? Or-
Yep, them too.
Yep. Motion to accept those minutes. Suzanne,
Yes.
seconded by. Seconded. By Kristen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. 10-6.
Yeah.
Comments from the board? Cheryl. Cheryl has nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Maybe that's a site inspection.
Don't get it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which we already read over and talked about, so.
Okay, so, motion to accept those site inspection report minutes,
So moved.
seconded by
Second.
Bob. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. On to 10:09. These were actual hearings that were held at 4:30, not 4 o'clock.
Wait,
Here in
4
Tracy
o'clock,
Hall.
not 4:30.
4 o'clock, not 4:30.
Okay,
Thanks.
spend the time.
Anyone? Cheryl?
Okay, E under, we got Flannery, D.
Yep.
I just thought it would be better stated down in D, the previous value of Flannery's property was based on outdated tables. It would be my preference to say on 2016 reappraisal tables.
Okay.
That was an accurate statement.
Yep.
Hoffman. B. Listers presented the property as a residential dwelling and 2 rental dwellings.
Property.
Residential property and 2 rental properties.
And 2 rental dwellings.
Oh, okay, so
It
we're
is-
changing property to dwelling there?
Yeah, you gotta remember there's 1 parcel and 3 dwellings.
Okay.
The dwellings are on separate cards and there may be some acreage on a separate card at this point. But during that discussion, it was presented as,
Okay, so are we changing the first dwelling to property, or we're leaving them all as dwellings?
a residential.
Property,
Presented the property as having a residential dwelling and 2 rental dwellings.
okay, as
That-
having,
Well, the rentals are. People live in them.
Right,
right, it's just,
we could be renting a barn.
Yeah.
We could be renting a non-dwelling, I mean, it could be a barn that's got apartment in it or something, but these are actual dwellings that are on the property.
It's, what I'm saying is you're not saying residential dwellings, you're saying rental dwellings.
Well, because for the owner, these are rentals. They have a primary residence and 2 rentals.
Correct.
yep,
Lastly, the parcel contains 14.15 acres.
Where are you seeing that?
14.15.
I saw it
Got it.
in looking up each of these, I'm gonna
Yeah.
set through.
So the end of B should say the parcel contains 14.15 acres instead of 0.1. Okay,
Yes.
yep.
That's it.
Okay, anything else from the board? Would anybody like to make a motion to approve the 10:09 tax assessment appeal as amended?
Make a motion to approve.
Seconded? Seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. On to 10. Right, so the minutes say 10:09, they should say 10:14 at 4:30, right?
Yeah.
Board? No comments, Cheryl?
I'm not gonna start one, two. What I recall is that when Aquila came, they wanted you to look at card one, card two, wait a second, card two.
Refresh our memory, which
Yeah,
card belongs
if
to
you-
which
if you look
property?
at the Aquila thing, they brought up, they're appealing 11-041-000 card two.
Yeah,
However, they can't limit it to two.
right,
In their appeal.
Right.
So what I was going to state somewhere here in your minutes is that when you get to the inspection, F, that I think it should be clear that you were inspecting both parcels.
Yeah.
That are in both cards, not just one card. That's all I wanted to clarify.
so on F, we'll just say inspection set for both cards on 10/21 at 3:45.
Yes. Because when you started talking about getting his tenant approval.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that came up. Okay, that's my notes on that.
Motion to accept, thank you, minutes of the 10/14 tax appeals. Anyone? Suzanne, second? Anyone? Kimo? All those in favor? Aye, thank you. All right, on to the 10/21 site inspection report minutes. Anyone? Cheryl? Motion to accept those as written.
Motion to.
I make them.
And Kristen will second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Then, whoops, you already flipped.
1023, yep.
No, we just approved those. 10/28.
No,
So,
we did the 1021. I was using 1023.
sorry, I've gotten all confused. Okay, 10/23. Board members. Cheryl,
I do have a couple thoughts.
on the 23rd.
Yep.
Okay,
Under Victor PLLC, we also provided an inspection report from the listers. You can incorporate that as you see fit. I don't recall exactly where that got, brought to you at the beginning of that. Whether it was read out loud by the listers, I just don't remember.
I think you did, but I don't remember. But we'll include it. We'll go back. and
Yep,
listen.
and then on that, Suzanne's last name is.
Yep, got that.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, so motion to approve 10/21.
Not bothering at all.
10/23,
1023.
yeah. I move to accept 10/23/25 site inspection report.
Okay,
I'll second.
and Suzanne will second. Okay, now,
We're all in favor. Oh, I'm in favor.
Yeah.
put it all in favor. Say aye. Okay.
Now I screwed up the heading again for the next one. So now we're on
Yeah.
1028,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
5 PM,
Right,
Yeah.
draft minutes. I'll
gotcha.
fix that.
Anyone? Forward. Cheryl.
Plenary 2D, I would just say at the very bottom there, as it would remove the second 2-acre site assessment. Or you could just say as it would remove the second 2-acre site,
Gotcha.
or something of that nature. You
Yeah.
have the word
Yeah,
assessment.
I see what you're saying.
Second home site. Second house. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like the primary.
Yeah,
2-acre site assessment is really the phrase, but
Okay.
but wait, there's more, or is that it?
that's it. Other than the header.
Motion to approve the 10/28/25 inspection reports,
I move to accept the 10/28/25 site inspection reports.
seconded by
Second.
Bob. All right, we are on to all in.
Yeah.
Don't we have to do that? Thanks for keeping me on track. Okay, 11:05, 5. Draft minutes. Anyone? Cheryl?
Well. I I was just curious about G because I don't recall that happening at the meeting, and I was curious about the B to write that in the minutes, but did that actually happen at the meeting?
Yes,
Yeah,
Okay. The withdrawal of it didn't
the
though.
withdrawal was after the meeting.
Right, so that's why, I mean,
I can put that as a coda at the end if you would prefer, but it was not used in
Yeah.
decision making.
that note, I guess, the reason I'm saying that is because obviously any input you all get as a BCA, you can choose to use or not use in your deliberative sessions. You can toss it all aside and start with your own. I didn't know the need to have that in there because that's why I bring that up. Otherwise, I have nothing.
Motion to approve 11:05:25 minutes,
Move to accept the 11:05:25 second report.
seconded by
I'll second.
Suzanne. All those in favor? Okay. All right, so that is all of those. The next thing is election housekeeping. Would anybody like to make a motion?
Can I give my background
Yes,
here? Okay.
yes, go ahead.
So, there are a few things I ask of the BCA every year as we go into election season. It's 2026, we have 3 elections this year. We have town meeting on March 3rd, and then we're gonna have the state primary August 11th and general election November 3rd. It's easiest for me and it keeps me from having to convene the BCA every few months. If you can give me blanket approval for a few things that are fairly standard. The BCA is in charge of approving all election volunteers, and unless you want me to convene you every couple weeks when my roster changes, it's easiest if you just tell me that I can appoint election volunteers as I see fit. That's mostly you guys and a select few others that come and help out too. The other thing I'm asking you to do is to allow the early processing of received absentee ballots. This is again a standard thing. Absentee ballots come in, and then a few days before the election, I invite BCA members to come and open those ballots and feed them through the tabulator. And it just saves time on election day, so we don't have to try and shove lots of ballots through in our spare time. The third thing is that we are going to need to appoint 2 justices of the peace to deliver ballots as requested by ill-disabled or housebound or infirm voters in 2026. You can nominate people who aren't here, or you can just say that we can do this on a case-by-case basis, but it's something you need to be aware of.
Okay.
and
How
it
many
needs
of
to be
those requests usually come in?
0 to 1. But we do, it is possible that people can request home delivery of ballots starting 20 days before the election too. So we'd have that
Starting what?
20 days before this upcoming election or 40 days before the other elections.
Okay.
So is it a habit that 2 people go together or?
Oh, yes, and they're
It has to
supposed to be JPs of the opposite political parties,
Okay.
which can be a tough ask sometimes, since one political party is overrepresented and one is underrepresented in Norwich.
It can be an independent.
It could be an independent, but currently we have none,
Yeah.
as Jed has left us for Woodstock.
The nerd.
Yeah, when you, process, the absentee ballots, where are the records kept and who's aware of them prior to election day? And how do they get added?
So when we receive a ballot, we go in and we check off in the online software that the ballot has been received,
Mhm.
and we store it in the vault until the BCA members arrive. So the ballot comes back in an exterior envelope.
Yeah.
We open that envelope, my assistant and I, and make sure that the signature and the name and the date are all on the certificate envelope.
Mhm.
And assuming it's okay, it's not defective, then we put it in the vault. If someone has forgotten to sign it or forgotten to put the date on it, then we reach out to them and they can come cure their ballot.
Mhm.
But the certificate envelopes are not opened until we have BCA members with us.
Great, thanks.
All right, and in order to preserve anonymity, one person will open the ballot and make a pile of the ballots, and another person will then feed them into the tabulators. There's no association between who voted it and the ballot itself.
No,
So, do we need a motion
Right.
to empower you to do all these things?
Yes, you do. There's
What
3
is-
separate motions there.
One at a time.
Okay.
Other questions? Did you-
you mentioned that
as far as appointing the two JPs, you said we could either, are we giving you authority, like?
You can, I would take, in previous years, we have simply appointed at this meeting two JPs who volunteered
Okay.
to do all the running. I believe it was Arlene and Fran last year. But last year was also a single election year. So this year it might be easier if you say that I can assign that duty to JPs as I see fit.
Other questions before we move on? Okay, so first one, we need a motion to give the town clerk as presiding officer the authority to appoint election volunteers as she fits for the 2026 elections. Anyone?
Okay, you just said so moved, or do I have to spell that?
I think we have to make the motion, do we not?
Yeah. Right, so moved.
Okay. I'll take
Seconded,
Second.
those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Motion to allow the early processing of received absentee ballots prior to the 2026 elections. A second?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Wait, who said, are you moving?
I made the
that?
motion
Oh, I see, okay.
and Chemo seconded it.
Got it.
And I'm also making a motion that you may appoint two justices of the peace at your discretion to deliver ballots as requested by ill disabled, housebound, or infirm voters for the 2026 elections. Seconded by Suzanne. All those in favor? Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. So the next thing I want to discuss is whether you guys have any feedback on the layout of City Hall for town meeting. Everybody should have a copy of this fun thing, with the election debrief. You can discuss that one.
There's the stage.
Okay, so we've got the stage and the bottom of the paper is the doors through which you enter. To the left are the check-in tables. And to the right is where I sit and where my assistant sits.
Is this Zoom? Do we have a Zoom screen?
We have nobody on Zoom right now.
Or do you mean meeting?
You mean this meeting?
No, this is actually the layout.
Use the election.
You come in.
They need,
There's no
is there
need.
somebody needs
Nobody
help with
online.
this?
Screen or the ability to, yeah, okay. Just making sure.
I can,
For the meeting itself.
this is the 7 AM to 7 PM voting time.
This is just the.
Oh, just the
this is
voting.
This is
Yeah.
not.
It's not familiar.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a new
no,
layout.
Yeah.
So you're changing where the tables are.
I'm changing where the
Well,
tables
God.
are.
Wait,
Right.
can we just orient, so these are usually like this or
Yes.
diagonal?
These are usually
That's the
there,
big
so
change.
now they're-
Okay, so we're like, is this?
Well, the other
okay.
big change is where, you know, those stand-up metal voting booths are. They're
Yeah.
usually right after
These
the check-in
guys?
tables.
Yeah.
I would like to replace them with the easier to take up and put down circular tables that also have curtains. There's stand-up tables.
They have curtains?
Yeah, and they're new.
And they're new and they're easy to.
They're not.
I haven't
They're
seen
not-
those. Okay.
Yours red.
Are these the old curtained ones?
Well,
You're
yeah.
gonna explain.
Cheryl,
is
thanks
it
for your
pink
edits.
For this?
No, there's no
What
pink
are,
for
what is the, what are the light blue guys?
So the light blue ones are the old curtains.
Yes, okay, and then these are
The
just kind of
pinch your fingers
regular
and put 'em in.
tables.
Those are the
these
sit-down
floors,
tables
And
that
then
have
these are
floors.
fancy new circular.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a vote, we're gonna have.
No, no.
Well. if that-
Oh.
That's the discussion.
Oh.
So-
Rip the Band-Aid off, or do we?
In this person's opinion, we don't put up the old ones, because if you've ever participated in putting those up or taking them down,
Mhm.
you don't want to have to do it again.
That's
So,
right.
and these new ones, actually will count more people than the existing stand-up ones. We can fit more people at those than the existing ones.
So these four new ones hold more than the.
Yes,
How many do they hold?
16,
So you'll
Four
have,
each.
so if we vote to remove the bad ones,
yeah.
you'll still have more
I don't
voting
get-
tables
no,
than
I'll
you have
take it.
had in the.
You don't need to take a vote on this in the end. It
Okay.
comes down to
Alright.
me as the
But
president.
you'll have more.
But there would
You'll
be
have
sufficient
Yeah.
space.
So we don't have to worry about
That's
And nobody has to pinch their fingers in those hinges.
I love the way this
Yeah.
works. The existing ones, the old ones, the bad ones. How are they gonna be referred to next?
So
The former
to be clear, those old ones were impossible to collapse. And I actually scored a new set of them from another clerk who was getting rid of them because she was so fed up with them.
Yeah.
So that's our new to us old ones, but they're still like 50 years old.
But we can replace them with the round
We
ones.
can, and
So
that
I
is what
say
the
to
Secretary
Lily,
of State's office has on offer for us too.
go for it.
They're free, right?
Unprecedented.
Will this free up, if you get rid
This
of
is
the,
progress.
if you get rid of the bad ones, the pinchy ones, does it free up like storage space for you?
Can we put more tables down here?
We also can get more of the round ones too.
Oh.
And, yeah.
What will happen to the bathroom?
I will pass them off to the next unlucky clerk. You'll see them on the list,
What
sir.
about the bench chair?
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe they're old if we left those.
Do you feel like you have feedback?
I feel like I have
Just
feedback.
put them out
also.
at the curb. on
Yeah.
The one thing that I have noticed is people do not like having to go out the back door. Is this?
Yeah, so
It's really hard to make
It's,
people go.
I'm
out the
trying
back
to
door.
do kind of a
Yeah.
horns of canine thing here where they're funneled into this narrow passageway and forced out the back.
Okay.
And we kind of improve that every year. We had talked last year about, Dave Krimmel had offered to help me build easels, to put up to hold the I voted stickers that the kids make at the school. But we do need to maintain line of sight from the check-in desk to the exit door. We can't have like tall things in the way.
Gotcha.
So I think we just need to stick to the tape.
I'm wondering if at check-in, one part of the script could be exit out that other door. I haven't done that at the check-in, but there's space to do that.
Yes.
And then at that point, it could even be like more inclusive to be like, if you need to use the elevator, go out this way. Otherwise,
Yeah.
because we want people, because they can, like if they specifically
Yes,
ask,
yeah.
and I'm at the checkout, be like, if you need to, you can go that way.
Yeah.
So we can start it like that, so it's not like do this or else, but then maybe
Good
coach
idea.
these guys to just
I think that's a lot to
Yeah.
add to what everybody already has to say when you're explaining.
not.
I think it is.
If the one person is checking off, the other person who gives out, like, here, you can take these. And
Vote
then
for
take
your
them over the
ballot
checker,
tabulated
out that way.
So,
I think we just force them out the back, but that's just me.
you know, I'm an old timer here and we haven't always had to go out the back door. What? Did something
Yes,
happen?
we have.
No, we haven't.
Fun, didn't
No,
like
we
you to go
haven't.
out the other way.
No, we haven't. No.
I don't know when that changed, but,
Or why?
I think people just don't want you circling. There's been a lot more, security concerns around elections.
Well,
As you may have noticed.
And sometimes those people that have voted and come back through then start a conversation with somebody who's in line to get their ballot. You're scoffing, but this can be a real logjam in here. So having everybody go out the back is a great idea.
Keep them moving.
So if you want to vote twice, you have to go around.
That's right.
It gives them time to change.
Thanks,
costumes.
Lily's gonna pass out.
No, can we move on to the next topic, which is election dates and deadlines?
Yeah, and I don't have actually much for you on this. I just told you the election dates at the beginning. Deadlines are put out by the Secretary of State's office and I just follow them, but I will be sending an email next week to ask you about your availability for March 3rd and your availability for early processing of ballots. That's about it.
Anybody have anything else that we need to discuss today? Motion to adjourn.
I'm sick of making motions.
I will make a motion to adjourn. Seconded by
Who said
myself.
Okay.
Thank you all for coming. Go away.
Adjourned at 5:47.
That's your head.
No, it's yours.
Are we voting? We need to vote. All in favor?
Adjourning.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Makes my life easier.
Adjourning at 5:46.
Got it.
Yeah.
What a job getting all those minutes.